So yeah, that's Marshall's. Just came out of there. I seen some shit I didn't think I'd ever see. Son, I saw Rockaware socks, and I don't even want to tell you the price point. Shit saddened me. The Rock's been over since 2004, around this time, December 2004, officially. It's the Rock, holla! That's 500 Boylston. I'm sure you've seen a bunch of people take pictures of it. Yeah, that was a white guy who ran by me in shorts. It's December. But it's like 50 degrees right now, so I guess all that shit goes out the window. It's the Rock! So, yeah, decided to make a video. Why the hell not? One of the reasons I decided to make a video is because I've been getting kind of annoyed at, that looks nice. Elliott Wilson's videos. Elliott Wilson, if you don't know, he has a series of videos over at Life and Times. Actually, it says Jay-Z if you look on YouTube. But he's done a series of videos that are supposedly called The Truth. And they're all under 5 minutes, and he doesn't make a damn point. He'll bring up a subject which isn't really taboo, or you can't really, offend anybody or make a real point with, or say anything about the status quo, or have a real opinion about. Then he makes the video, and he says nothing. He comes to his conclusion pretty quickly, and his conclusion is never anything we don't already think it is before he starts speaking. Is Nicki Minaj falling off? Is her appeal waning? No. Is Ludacris lost a step, which is pretty much the same thing that he did before when he asked our older MCs trying too hard. So it's like a rehash of the same thing. Then he did the joint about Kendrick Lamar. Then he did the joint about what makes a classic album. And I'm sorry, as a head, there's no way in hell you could tell me that you can define what a classic album is in like 3 minutes. All the different things it takes that comprise a classic album. No. Not to anybody who knows anything about music or cares about it. You just want to keep these videos under 5 minutes so that they'll become viral. But you're not saying anything. Shit pisses me off. It's like, okay, are you gonna talk about this culture, talk about the music, and make any real sense or get anywhere if you're not going to actually put any real work in? You can't half-ass it. And it doesn't create discussion because you didn't say shit. If you're going to have real discussion, you're going to have to talk. You're going to have an opinion. You're going to have to say something that may get you in trouble. You can't just sit there and half-ass it. You can't fake it either. You cannot fake it. So, Elliott Wilson doesn't really have a voice. You could tell that he doesn't have any ideas because he's basically hoping that you guys discuss stuff in the comment section and give him ideas. You don't have ideas to begin with? If you don't have a voice, what the fuck are you doing? It makes no sense whatsoever. It's pissing me off too. And then there's so many other subjects out there, so many other things that are going on in the world of hip-hop or urban music that are extremely topical, and he is not shedding light on them at all. Not that I expect him to do everything, but damn, do something. I mean, my expectations for what he does, he goes on the Rihanna plane. Then he talks about the Rihanna plane. Doesn't say anything different about the Rihanna plane than anybody else said about the damn Rihanna plane. On top of that, who the fuck cares about the Rihanna plane? There's so many other things going on. There were 200 damn journalists on the damn plane. What were you gonna say that was so different, a smacking of originality, that we needed your take? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. So, if you didn't know, I made a piece, and I wrote about how the issue is Kendrick Lamar's album a classic. It's about all the classic albums that come out on indie labels that get overlooked, that no one talks about. And also the hypocrisy of everybody talking about Kendrick Lamar's album being a classic, but these same people didn't have the balls to say it about his previous album, Section 80. It's because he got the co-sign from Dr. Dre. Yeah, I'm jaywalking, it's what I do, I'm from Boston. See these people, so what the hell's he doing? I live here. Oh. So, it wasn't until these people thought it was safe enough to say what they wanted about Kendrick's new album, because he got the co-sign from Dre and he was signed to a major Interscope. Why didn't they give his previous album the same love and respect? Because it wasn't warranted based on the project? Doesn't matter about the project. I wrote something that said that an indie album's XL is actually an XXL, because there's a window, there's a glass ceiling on how high your album be rated and how much it'll be talked about, because it's an indie album. And damn straight, what happened was a bunch of albums came out, including Sean P's album dropped, Rock Marciano's album dropped, a couple other albums dropped, and they all hit that glass ceiling. I mean, Rock Marciano's album got more love from Spin than it did from supposed hip-hop magazines. That's the issue. Why aren't we talking about that? Oh, no, I'm talking about it. That didn't come up? No, not at all. Wasn't even a fore or afterthought. That's the issue. This car is not respecting anyone. See, it was the one that came through. This one stopped. Anyway. But there are so many other things to discuss in the world of hip-hop and R&B. How come he hasn't brought up the case about EDM and urban music and how it's doing a disservice to the actual aesthetic of the music? How come he isn't talking about that? I mean, as somebody who grew up in the previous New Jack Swing, hip house era, he doesn't think there are any parallels between that and what's going on with EDM right now, or back in the early 80s when we had all this electro in hip hop, TR 808 music. You know, that was on the fringes of what Arthur Baker was doing, and then teetering into what Mantronix was doing with the 909. There are no parallels between that and what's going on with the EDM culture now. Or how synth pop came in the 80s from the UK, and it basically was urban music. No parallels, nothing. Doesn't ring a bell, doesn't click. I'm surprised that didn't get brought up, ever. So, all I'm saying is that I'm pissed off that this man decided to make a YouTube channel and call it The Truth